people over the weekend, considering what we had seen for Friday, come up to me. I was in California. What my 85-year-old grandmother wants to know what to do. Should she sell? I said, don't do anything right now. You do not sell at the point where it is really discounted. That's what you want to be buying or not doing anything. And you heard that from Liz Ann Saunders. You heard that from Peter Fisher. And you would hear that from any smart investor. Right now, with about 22 minutes to close, there is one man we know who was scooping up a certain stock today. Jeff Greene is joining us right now by phone. He is, where are you, Jeff? Are you in the Hamptons?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what were you doing this morning at 9:35 a.m. when the Dow was down 1,000 points?
Panicking like everybody else.
You were not.
No, I mean, of course, when you see something like that, you get very nervous and very concerned. But I mean, as things started to come back, I mean, you have to look and think, like any smart investor, what's missing in my portfolio and what's an excellent value right now. And so there were certain stocks that I didn't have enough of, which I legged into during the course of the day.
Mm-hmm. Now let's get to the one name. Starts with an F. What were you buying today?
Well, I did buy some Facebook today.
Okay, how much?
Well, I bought 100,000 shares. But I mean, the thing is, the reason I bought it was because I've had my eye on Facebook for a while. I kind of feel like I missed it, early on. I wanted to get in the name. I believe in the company. It's trading at, even at the 82.50 level at which I got in, it was trading at around 40 times most next year's consensus earnings. We're a fast growth company. It's a good chance. I think that's what you have to do in a market like this. You have to kind of find stocks that you really believe in, that you'd like to own.
Yeah.
And when they're beat up like this, it's a good time to get in.
Okay, it's 82 right now. The low of the session was around 72. What'd you buy it at, Jeff?
Well, unfortunately, I bought it around 82.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There was very little stock that, look, these lows of the session, tiny amounts of stock traded. If you talk to anyone who was involved at 9:35 in the morning,
yeah,
this had to be margin calls and, 10,000 and 500 and 3,000 share blocks. There was no ability to go out and buy 1 million shares at those numbers.
$1 billion to sell on the close is what Art Cashin is telling me right now. $1 billion to sell on the close here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. We're down about 440 points. That's certainly not as bad as it actually could have been with 10. Make that 9 now. 9 minutes to go before the closing bell. Jeff, what have you learned from an experience like today that there is a very short window within which you can actually really scoop up some bargains? I mean, I can say Disney. The low of the session today was $90. I don't know what it's at right now, but last I checked, it was 97. Starbucks, low of the session, $42. Last I checked, it was now at 60. Google, here's Disney, it's at 96. So you'd be in the money by $6 had you bought at 90. So, I mean, it's a good lesson, isn't it, Jeff?
Well, look, I think you can never try to pick bottoms. I think the only way, Warren Buffett will tell you this, any investor any of the most successful investors in the world will tell you that, find companies that you believe in, get them when they're, certainly if they're being sold at a bargain basis price, pick them up, but don't try to find the bottom. I mean, I didn't buy Facebook because of what happened today. I bought Facebook because I believe in the company. And I think there are so many great companies in America that are doing so well. And what's happening in China is way overblown as it relates to the United States stock market.
I agree. I mean, I think that China is China. Yes, it does affect us. I think it scares us more than it actually inherently would affect things that are happening here, although there are many companies here, such as Apple, that get a lot of their revenue, Jeff, from China. So in a way, it does matter, does it not?
Of course, but Liz, do you really think that China their economy is anything but out of control? Do you really think, like I do, that it's totally in their control? And that I think what they're doing is they're making a very conscious decision now to transition from a manufacturing infrastructure economy to a service economy. And that's why you're not seeing them import as much copper and steel and oil from some of these developing countries and that depend on resource sales to survive. And that's the problem. But I think that they can do whatever they want, China. They have unlimited resources. They have unlimited power. They want to move another 1 million people to an urban area and start building bridges. They can ramp that growth rate up to 10% in no time flat. So, I think that to assume that China is going to just fall apart is ridiculous.
Jeff Greene, who bought Facebook today. It's great to hear from you. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Take care, Liz.